cutting across to live visuals of one of the martyrs. This is essentially tragic visuals that are coming in of the family members of, again, this is one of the martyrs in Odisha, and we're getting visuals of family members essentially, of course, heartbroken at the major loss. Let's listen in. These specific visuals are from Puri in Odisha, and remember, we have been seeing wreath-laying ceremonies of all of the Jawans take place. Again, these are tragic and heartbreaking visuals that are coming in, where families are, of course, heartbroken about the major loss. Remember, Jawans essentially were killed in Poonch district. When it comes to the investigation that's taking place, on Friday, yesterday, essentially, 12 people had been detained and are being questioned. This is essentially, we can now see again, this is a tribute that is taking place in Odisha when it comes to the Jawaan who was killed in the attack that took place in Poonch. Being given to the martyr Jawaan. And you can see a collection of, it's essentially a large gathering of people paying tribute to the martyr Jawaan that was killed in Poonch, where the mortal remains, as you can see, wreaths are being placed. And earlier today as well, we had shown you visuals of other wreath-laying ceremonies that were taking place of the other Jawans who were killed in the horrific attack that took place in Poonch district. And when it comes to the investigation, as we were mentioning, 12 people were detained and were being questioned. Currently, when it comes to the investigation, the manhunt is on for the terrorists who were involved in this horrific attack that took place in Poonch. 3 of them were believed to be foreign terrorists, while 2 of them were believed to be local terrorists. But what we are showing you are live visuals from Odisha, specifically Puri, where again there's a large gathering where many are paying tribute to the martyr Jawaan, who hailed from Odisha. Once again, heartbreaking visuals that are coming in from Puri, Odisha, where the mortal remains of the slain soldier again have reached Puri, and you can see how distraught everybody is with the loss of Jawaan. We're crossing over to CNN News 18's Akash Sharma to get us more details on this. Akash, we are essentially showing our viewers visuals of the Jawaan who was from Odisha. Essentially, we can see wreaths being laid as well. Can you tell us more?
Yes, definitely, Aisha. These are the visuals from Orissa, and in fact, these are the visuals after the terrorist attack that happened just 2 days back in Jammu, where we lost 5 of our soldiers, and 4 of them were from Punjab and 1 was from Orissa. And this is definitely a sad moment for the whole country, where we are at this point in time paying tribute and condolences to the family, and in fact are remembering this Jawaan in our prayers, because you see, this was an attack after 2021 on our soldiers, where we lost 5 of our Jawans. This was a terrorist attack. In fact, at around 3 p.m. day before yesterday it happened, where Army, in fact, put out a statement saying that how these terrorists came and fired on the vehicle of Indian Army, and after that, this vehicle was set on fire. 1 Jawan is still very critical, but these are the visuals where mortal remains of our Jawaan has reached to his homeland, where you can see in the visuals how the army soldiers are accompanying the family members, and last rites will be performed in some time from now. This is indeed a sad moment, and you see, Aisha, even when army and all the security forces have, started a massive search operation in that area, the fact is that we are still away from those terrorists who launched this particular attack, where we lost 5 of our Jawans. But definitely officers in the Indian Army, not just in Indian Army, but also in police and paramilitary, are very sure that they'll be nabbing those terrorists who were behind this particular attack, and in fact will neutralize them if required. Because as of now, while I'm talking to you and while we are seeing these visuals from Orissa, in fact, at this point in time, we have a massive search operation going on in Jammu and Kashmir, where the Jawans from Indian Army and also from Jammu Kashmir Police are into this particular operation, and not just our human force, but also drones and helicopters are used to track those terrorists who came possibly from across the border. And in fact, there are theories going around that this military truck was in fact taking a ration for iftar in a nearby village, and at the very same time, when these Jawans were on administrative duty at that time, this particular attack was launched, where they fired on the vehicle first and then they set this vehicle on fire. These are the visuals where we are seeing that mortal remains of Jawan who was from Orissa have reached to the homeland, and last rites will be performed in some time from now. You can see all senior officers and in fact all those local residents of that particular area who have gathered here to pay their tribute to the Jawan. In fact, the Jawan who was a very part of Rashtriya Rifles, who was deployed in DC.
All right. Akash, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Aisha.
All right, Akash, so we've also seen over the last few days where the family members of the martyred Jawans have been demanding for justice. Could you tell us more about those demands?
Exactly, and not just that, we have seen a number of protests in Jammu and Kashmir, in fact, because you see, people are never happy with these attacks, even when, there is a narrative that these forces try to play, in fact, these terrorists try to play, but the fact is that no one wants such attack, and people in Jammu and Kashmir, in fact, love these Jawans, and this is the reason why we are learning that, in fact, this particular truck was transferring ration to a nearby village. At this point in time, not just the family, but the whole country is looking for justice and is looking with some sort of expectation that very soon our forces will be able to nab those who were behind this particular attack and will be arresting, or in fact will be neutralizing if required. Because this was something that no one is happy about. In fact, this was one such attack where they did not, attack coming from the front, but was an ambush. And in fact, there are theories that wooden planks were laid first to stop the truck. The truck was fired on and then was set on fire. This was very unfortunate, and these visuals are coming from Orissa as of now.
All right, Akash, thank you so much for joining us and for giving us those details. Now, remember, what we were just showing you were the mortal remains of Debashish Biswal, one of the martyred Jawans, essentially reaching his hometown in Puri, Odisha. And, of course, tragic visuals coming in of the family, completely inconsolable. A horrific terror attack took place in Poonch district. Now, we are going to be shifting focus